Been nice to see you. Hernia operation, is that what happened? I mean,
Yeah.
Obviously you're on the bench the other week, but can you talk us through that?
Oh, it's been very confusing. Like, we had the 3-week window during the World Cup break, and I had to play through this pain a couple of weeks before that, but we didn't really know what it was, and then we went into the break just to try and figure out what it was, and we had to go to all types of specialists. Like, I had to go up to Auckland for a day to figure it out, and it didn't take, like, we ended up going to actual hernia specialists here in Wellington to eventually find out what it was, and that took 3 weeks to find out, so that was horrible. But then we booked in the surgery for the 22nd. It was something I was able to play through. It was just pain, but it wasn't going to get any worse. And then I was able to get through those games, obviously on limited minutes, but then I was able to get the surgery, and now I'm back for this weekend, so it's nice to be back.
That must have been quite frustrating though. You know something's wrong, but you just can't work out what's wrong.
Yeah, I've always had hip injuries, and I thought it was that, but this was coming more central, so that's got me worried. And that was the most frustrating thing, this pain in this area, but not knowing what it was. And like, I was able to play through games, but it was obviously hindering me, so that was the most annoying thing. So it was definitely annoying.
So once you had the surgery, are you then pretty much back to 100%? Like, are you pain-free now?
Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty much pain-free now. That's the fortunate thing about the surgery. It's a very quick turnover. Like, I had a whole week after the surgery, which I was off feet, not doing anything. But then basically after that, like, I can do whatever I want, and it's kind of like, to explain the surgery, it's like putting it in place, the abdominal wall, so it's like, it's actually all right for it, which is weird, but it's worked out for me.
All right, so we obviously you're on the bench last week, not required, and you missed I think the last game you played would have been just before Christmas. So, I mean, how happy were you with the way you were playing? Because you were getting, plenty of games, plenty of minutes.
Yeah, I was definitely happy. I felt like I was going on a roll. I got my assist and goal, and I was feeling very confident, and then this injury happened, so that was obviously something that happens, and it was disappointing, but it was frustrating, not like feeling like I wasn't playing at 100%, but I know that happens in football all the time, so I'm just happy to be back now, and just hopefully I can get some minutes in this game, and then I can go on from there. Just
before we move on to the Brisbane game, the Sydney game you watched unfold from the bench, if there was a camera on you, what would it have shown? Because you're a pretty mild-mannered guy.
Yeah.
What would it have shown if there was a camera on you?
Oh, I ended up warming up for about 40 minutes in that game. I knew it was unlikely I was going to get on just for the safety precautions, but I was on there just itching to get on. Like, it's horrible watching that and not being able to control it at all, so it wasn't nice watching that. But when the final sub went on, we were all on the bench just like all wanting to get up and all that, but we had to try and stay down. We didn't want to get ourselves yellow cards or anything like that, so that's definitely the craziest game I've been involved in.
And obviously in amongst it all, Božidar Krajf gets a red card, so he's unavailable for this game. A slot where I guess you would be in contention for. Is that kind of what you're targeting this week?
Yeah, like I said, it's going to be down to the coach what happens this week. Like, if I start or if I'm on the bench, it doesn't really change my mindset. I know that if I'm able to get some minutes off the bench, that would be great, but even though I feel right, it's still going to be a bit of a worry going and playing too many minutes, so it's also a precaution thing as well.
Okay, so you think would 90 minutes be a bit beyond you at the moment?
Yeah, like if I was required to do it, I would do it, but it's something like I've just had 1 week of training now, so I think it would hold up, but it's just something a bit dangerous.
Just finally, Ben Wayne, your former teammate, guy you know well, obviously, he's gone now. He's dead to us now, but he's gone. But he got a goal this morning. Nice to see him achieve early on with Plymouth Argyle.
Yeah, it obviously wasn't nice from my point of view, him leaving, because I love playing with him. But I was so happy to see him go over there, and it's definitely creating a pathway for our young players to head over there. But seeing him score this morning, it's definitely a great start for it, and I'm sure he'll create some great things over there.
Hey Ben, what was the mood like in the locker room after that Sydney game?
Yeah, it was honestly crazy. Like, a few people were smacking the tables and all, obviously happy and all of that, but there was a lot of shock as well, like just thinking how crazy that game was. But like Costa said before, there was a bit of relief in there that it did happen, but we're just fortunate that we got the 3 points, and now I think that's going to create a good role for us.
And Piney said Krajev's away this week. Could work out for you, but how much of a loss are both Krajev and Nicholas Pennington red cards for the team? How much of a loss is that for you guys? Yeah,
BK's obviously had a great start to the season. He's supplied us with a lot of goals, and he's been a big player for us, and Nick's been very good whether he's been starting or been off the bench. So it obviously means we've got less depth in the team, but it gives other people opportunities. So I think we'll be able to handle it without them, but it's definitely a loss for us.
And what do you make of Brisbane? Have you seen much of them this season?
Yeah, they look very good, a lot stronger than last season. Like Costa was saying before, they're a very good team, they're hard working and they're a very good collective, so it's going to be tough to beat them, especially away.